When we talk about India in 2025, the one word that comes to mind is motion. It feels like the entire nation is undergoing this massive, rapid transformation, socially, technologically, economically. To really get a feel for the sheer scale of this change, I want to start with three numbers. Just three numbers that tell a huge part of the story. First up, 248 million. That is the estimated number of people who have pulled themselves out of what's called multidimensional poverty over the last decade or so. Now, this isn't just about income. We're talking about better access to healthcare, education, better living standards. It's a fundamental shift in the quality of life for a staggering number of people. Next number, 5.4 lakh crore rupees. That's the total value of business done on GEM, the government's e-marketplace. You can think of it like a giant nationwide Amazon, but for government buying and selling. It's a perfect example of India's digital public infrastructure in action, using tech to make things way more efficient and transparent. And our third number, 1 crore. That's 10 million. For the very first time, the total number of school teachers in India has crossed the 10 million mark. And again, this isn't just a statistic on a page. It represents a colossal investment in the next generation, building that human foundation for all the growth to come. So, you have to ask, what's the engine driving all of this forward? Well, it really all starts with the economy. This kind of nationwide motion, it doesn't just happen by accident. It has to be built on a solid foundation of economic strength and, crucially, a very clear policy direction. This quote here from the India-Japan Forum, it pretty much sums up the government's entire economic pitch to the world: stability and predictability. For global investors who are looking to put their money somewhere for the long term, that kind of reliability is absolute gold. It's a key part of the strategy to pull in that serious capital.
And it seems like that strategy is getting noticed. S&P Global Ratings just upgraded India to a BBB investment grade. Now, what does that mean in simple terms? It's one of the world's top rating agencies giving a massive thumbs up, saying India is a safer, more dependable place to invest your money. It's a huge vote of confidence.
And the IMF's projections really show you why this matters. By 2026, they're forecasting India's economy to grow at 6.4%. I mean, look at that. That's not only way ahead of China, it's more than double the global average. This means India is on track to be one of the main engines pulling the entire world's economy forward. You can see this economic muscle flexing in the corporate world too. We're now seeing 9 Indian companies make the Fortune Global 500 list. But what's really fascinating here is the mix. You've got public sector giants like the State Bank of India sitting right there next to private powerhouses like Reliance and Tata. It shows that this growth isn't just happening in one corner, it's firing across the whole industrial landscape. So, okay, you have this incredibly strong economic foundation. The big question is, where's that energy going? And more the answer is innovation and self-reliance, a concept you hear a lot in India called Atmanirbharta. It's this major national push to build the future using its own homegrown tech and industry. A perfect example is in defense. What you're looking at is the Akash Prime missile system. Its successful test at high altitude is a huge deal. It proves it can work in one of the most critical and challenging regions. Developing this kind of sophisticated, homegrown defense tech is absolutely central to India's goal of strategic independence. And this drive for self-reliance, it's not just a government thing. India's private space sector is absolutely taking off. The successful test of this Kalam 1200 motor by a company called Skyroot Aerospace is a massive step for their commercial rocket. It shows that private Indian companies are becoming serious, real players in the global space race. Now, let's talk about one of the most strategic industries on the planet today, semiconductors. A huge piece of that puzzle is something called OSAT, or ATMP. What is that? Well, in simple terms, it's the final, supercritical stage of making a chip, taking the raw silicon and turning it into a finished product that goes into your phone, your car, everything. It is a vital link in the tech supply chain. So to get a real foothold in this industry, the India Semiconductor Mission is attacking the problem from all sides. As you can see, the strategy isn't just about building one big factory. It's about creating an entire domestic ecosystem, from designing the chips all the way to that final packaging. The end game is to secure India's own tech supply chain, so it's not dependent on other countries for these critical components. And what's really cool is that this push for self-reliance is also getting greener. We are looking at a landmark achievement in the energy sector. For the first time ever, non-fossil fuels, so think solar, wind, hydro, now officially account for more than half of India's total installed power capacity. That is a massive milestone in the country's clean energy transition.
So with a booming economy and a stronger domestic industrial base, how is India showing up on the world stage? Well, we're seeing all this internal strength translate directly into a more confident, more assertive foreign policy.
Take a look at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or the SCO. This is a major Eurasian alliance that deals with politics, economics, and security. For India, playing an active role here is a crucial way to engage with a very complex neighborhood, which, includes major powers like China and Russia.
At a recent summit, India didn't just show up. It came with a clear vision for the group, built on these three pillars: security, with a focus on counterterrorism; connectivity, to get regional trade flowing better; and opportunity, to drive economic growth for everyone. This shows India bringing its own proactive agenda to the table, not just reacting to what's happening.
And beyond its own backyard, India is aggressively chasing new trade deals. It signed a historic free trade agreement with the UK and put another one into action with the EFTA bloc that includes countries like Switzerland and Norway. This is a very clear strategy to open up new markets and weave India's economy even deeper into global supply chains. These two stats, for me, just perfectly tell the story of India's global integration. On one hand, you have the world's fifth largest aviation market. That's a story of physical connection to the world. And at the same time, you have the third largest startup ecosystem. That's its power as a global hub for ideas, technology, and innovation.
Okay, so we've talked economy, we've talked technology, we've talked foreign policy. Let's pull all those threads together now and really look at the big synthesized picture of this transformation. So what's the big picture here? Well, it seems to be this really powerful feedback loop. A fast-growing, resilient economy is fueling these ambitious national projects. That push for self-reliance in technology then gives India the domestic strength to play a more influential role on the world stage. And underpinning this whole thing is a digital infrastructure that's totally transforming daily life. Each part reinforces the other, creating this incredible forward momentum. All of this paints a picture of a nation that is truly in motion, with all of its economic, technological, and geopolitical engines accelerating fast. And that, of course, leads us to the final, crucial question. As this momentum continues to build, what new challenges and what new opportunities are waiting for India on the road ahead?